Lieutenant Spears, I'm in charge of the power armor units and deputies around here. Right now, all I need is the sand for those paint jobs. I'm still buying if you're still hauling. Actually, I do. We're in need of some sand to mix with the power armor paint. It makes it more durable and grippy. You can still see it in the old tanks. It can't just be any sand. It's got to be the uniform size so it doesn't clog the airbrush nozzles. There ain't many of those nozzles left. I know there's a sand quarry up north from here. We've gotten sand from there before. We've even left a shovel and a pile of bags there for refills. I'll pay you 30 caps per bag of sand you bring me from that quarry in those bags. You'll be saving our scabbers a lot of heavy work. They're more insulated and self-serving than ever these days. That happens when you refuse to talk to the outside world. Fundamentalists put a kid in charge and he did exactly what they told him to do until he was old enough to fuck it up himself. My advice is not to deal with them unless you have to. And only deal with them if that deal ends with them fucking off. They'll always have some purity test to rationalize shooting whomever they want for the greater good. I can't tell you how many sane ghouls I've seen them shoot just because they didn't fit into their vision of the perfect race. Take Garrett, for instance. Crenshaw found him naked and starving, huddled in a corner of an old subway station using a trash fire for warmth. Maxie's Brotherhood would have just shot him out of mercy, when in reality they just didn't want to bother stopping their looting to help somebody. Turns out Gary's one of the most talented surgeons anyone's ever seen. There's something to be said for asking before you shoot. I don't know what to make of them and their non-strategy other than they're pure evil and have to be destroyed. What they did to Lily. What they've undoubtedly done when we'll do to countless others is something you just can't overlook. I have no idea how what they do saves humanity. But kinda like Max's Brotherhood, we're doing fine without their help, thanks. And now they're here, liberating the population by stealing their food and shooting ghouls. Let's just hope we fly under the radar, but I doubt it. They're history and we're better off without them. We no doubt got synth mop-up duties to take care of, but that institute itself is done. Oh, we just love us some gunners around here. They remind me of a Merc outfit back in the Capital Wasteland. The Talent Company. Mercs can be pretty dangerous if you give them a chance to organize and the officer knows what they're doing. Best approach is to soften them up with some sniper fire at a distance before heading into the ground and using the trench brooms to sweep them out. Individually, they're pretty dumb, so it helps to plug the officers first. Those kids have some good hearts and even better power armor parts. I enjoy heading over there and talking shop with them. They love power armor almost as much as me. Hell, if I wasn't born into the Brotherhood, you'd probably find me looking to roll with the Atom Cats. I'm sure you heard by now that Lily and Zeke came to start them, and all the good they're trying to do on the east side. We're real proud of them. Without them, we wouldn't have a steady supply of essential T-60 parts for maintaining our units. Most of the T-60 is easy enough to fix with standard parts, but some parts you just can't source from the civilian world. For example, if you need a T-60 helmet gasket these days, there's only one place to get it. A T-60 helmet. Or the Atom Cats. I'm not at liberty to discuss her source, but the sheriff respects their claim, pays what they want, doesn't ask any questions. Lieutenant Spears, head of the mechanized unit in this place. If you got questions about power armor, I'm your guy. I started riding power armor so early the Brotherhood would tie wooden blocks to my feet so I could reach the pedals for training. As Lily probably already told you, I came to Diamond City with the 3 other lieutenants to help with this project the sheriff agreed to. I'm kinda digging it, to be honest. I get to play with power armor all day and relive the old days a bit from time to time, if you know what I mean. The sheriff and I have known each other and been good friends our entire lives. And no, you won't get her name out of me. I've never served under nobody else, and I ain't interested in serving under nobody else. We were assigned to the same class right from toddlers, which evolved into our own unit when we came of age. The Brotherhood had been grooming her for a sentinel or a proctor role since she could talk, and she was well on her way to getting there. She was very loyal to Elder Lyons and believed in his cause, as did our entire unit. It's much better to be respected and loved than feared. She could handle when Lyons died, but not when the Brotherhood abandoned what we believed in. And when the Brotherhood stopped being interested in Lyons' ways, we stopped being interested in the Brotherhood. It just wasn't the organization we believed in anymore. I suppose becoming an outcast was inevitable at some point. The dust-up with the gunners in Pennsylvania, the one that took our arm, just sped up what already started. I don't really feel at liberty to tell you much else about her. She's a private individual. She's a smart lady, isn't she? None of this would have happened without her help. Might have to make her an honorary sheriff. It's a good thing you brought Lily back. We were all pretty upset, but the doc... I never seen her so upset before. We were really starting to worry about her towards the end there. They're my friends, my family, and my comrades. Crenshaw joined up with us not long after we graduated, and the rest I've known my whole life. Not sure we'd know what to do at this point if you split us up, to be honest. We've been together as long as any of us can remember. A brotherhood upbringing can institutionalize you like that. I'm sure they did it on purpose. The first time I saw Lily was heading into Diamond City with the T-60s you see around here. She was just a kid in the crowd cheering our arrival. But I remember her because I seen the look on her eyes before. I had the same look the first time I laid eyes on Power Armor. The second time I saw, she was storming out of the place with Zeke, angry that the sheriff wouldn't take them on as recruits because they were 13. The third time I saw Lily, months later she was drumping Luna, McGilly, and Evan off. She was in her own T-60. She finally had her Power Armor. I was so happy for her, and amazed that she was moving around in a T-60 like a Brotherhood Knight. She was an early teenager at best, tiny for her age. I seen it before, though. I was that size when I tied blocks to my feet just so I could reach the frame pedals. I could tell she was doing the same thing. She's my Power Armor kindred spirit. We get each other on that. And we were all really proud of her and the Atom Cat Zeke and her started. We're all really glad you and Crenshaw sprang her from the Institute. Hearing we lost her was tough news for everyone. It hit the sheriff pretty hard, too. Well, as hard as she lets it show, anyway. You kind of have to know her for a while to figure out her emotions. I still got to chew her ass out for heading to the mass camp without Power Armor. She could have stomped all of them and been home in time for dinner. All that time I spent tricking out her whip don't mean shit unless she's in it. You watch her back out there, I'd hate to see what the sheriff does to you with the rest of us cheering her on, you hear me? She was still pissed at the sheriff. She told her to go fuck herself and then stormed out for another 2 years. I gave the snap high marks for originality, but I could see her leaving again really hurt the sheriff, who managed to hide it from almost all of us. The T-60 is my favorite generation, but I'll admit I'm biased because I practically learned how to walk in one. They're popular with the Brotherhood and us for a very good reason. Most repairs can be done with the civilian source materials. They're fast, they're reliable, they're sexy, and they're the toughest pre-war standard issue Power Armor out there. Anything else better than the T-60 like the XO-1, the T-65, or the Ultrasight is so rare you'll never find enough parts to maintain a force. All's a pretty standard issue, save for the new paint job for brownstone rubble and the new optics, but that makes them a snap to repair. The T-53. You don't see too many of these around anymore. These bad boys were made to take on sentry bots and assaultrons. They may not move like the T-60, but they can take some serious damage before the shit starts to fail for those sentry bot fights. And for the assaultron fights, there's an EMP field, guaranteed to fry the circuits of any stupid robot close enough to lay a hook on it. And we really wanted that because that EMP field works equally well on the toaster variety synths. We traded the Outcast back in Pennsylvania some T-60s for them once we got up here. The sheriff keeps one in her office. She's a big fan. My favorite subject. Now we're talking. There's also something to be said for looking before you fly everything you have up there in a flammable balloon on some jihad. And now they're all dead, including a number of my old friends, 'cause Junior Elder had a hard-on for the Commonwealth problems. And it's not like we can just flip the Brotherhood back to Lyons' ideal if there's no Brotherhood. Crying shame. Don't know much about them. They were regional presence. Or at least they were a regional presence before being wiped out. Sounds like they could have used some power armor if you ask me. The first outcasts? Fundamentalists who abandoned Lyons for suggesting we actually help people we claim to help. You want to work for the good of mankind? Then work for the good of mankind. Pretty simple. But they joined back up when little Maxie took over. In an odd twist of fate, those who were still loyal to Lyons started leaving and became the new outcasts. But they're a fish out of water if you ask me. You got a bunch of ex-brothers who want to carry on Lion's vision, but they're sitting deep in the woods with almost nobody to defend. They got our plasma and vertibirds in exchange for giving us a safe haven and the sheriff's arm when we went AWOL. I don't know what they're going to do with all that plasma arsenal, but they need to use those vertibirds to go somewhere else and make a big difference. It's a good thing we stashed the power armor in an old coal mine before we reached them, or they would have asked for that too. Sitting in a giant mining complex in the woods waiting for the next sunset isn't exactly what Lions had in mind for us. This operation, on the other hand, the sheriff's department, now that's an idea Lions could get behind. Some of us would sooner shoot a railroad operative rather than talk to them if the intel wasn't so valuable. Now how you gonna go tell people that you're a super secret organization and then leave holotapes advertising how to find your joint everywhere? Seriously, I accidentally kicked one across the floor down in Myrna's booth. That's how common they are. It's like a goddamn red roach plague. And you gotta be one dumbass motherfucker not to know what and where the Freedom Trail is downtown. Can you put your pants on in the morning without help? Well, I got some good news for you. You can find the railroad too. Well, one thing we can't figure out is how making a pipeline to give synths brain damage and turn them loose on the streets fights the Institute. Wouldn't they just make more sense to replace them? I mean, is the railroad trying to defeat them by exhausting their supplies or something? She's right there. Ask her yourself. Notice there was something special about it, did you? Yeah, the sheriff didn't want us to risk losing Lily or our power armor connection, so she had me make a few modifications. Those T-53 we traded the Outcasts for? We also traded for a set of second-generation excavator power armor chassis servos they had lying around. Not many excavator units were ever built, but I remember that they had some parts for them and nowhere to install them. Those servos were designed to crack and move large granite boulders. It took a lot of work, but she can bench press a bus with that thing now. The other thing we did was we put a reclaimed set of T-53 liners into a T-60, meaning she can keep on fighting well after the T-60 would have dropped. That's some of my finest work she's got. One of the best units I ever made, and I made rigs for Sentinels and Elders. They draw a hell of a lot of juice and generate a ton of heat when doing the whole Superman lift a boulder shit with them, though. That's what that extra fusion core hanging out of the synth skull on our arm is for. Extra juice and heat dissipation. Hey there, it's our newest deputy. What's going on? Shit. You think I'm just gonna haul that sand back to the paint station? Come find me when I'm on duty and we'll get you paid then. Yeah, that's the right stuff, for sure. Should work fine with our spray system. Good work. Here's your caps. Shh, this is important. Sir, we need to get back on duty. We have everything under control. Enjoy the food. I ain't gonna protect you if you piss her off. Same thing as the other lieutenants. A request from the sheriff and a horse-drawn cart. Ask me a harder question. Hey there. What do you need? I sure hope this is about power armor. Hey, Lily's friend. What's up, deputy? Yeah? You need something? I'm with Linda on this one. Good Neighbor's the only place left in the Commonwealth you can have a good time. I mean, I haven't been to Sora's place yet, and that might be fun too. But if you can deal with jetheads, Good Neighbor's the place to go. They got a pretty nasty reputation for crime, but the sheriff's got us in good with the ghouls, so us deputies are pretty safe over there. You don't want to go down there. Sure, they got a water purifier, but his days are numbered ever since Maxon stole Rivet City's power plant. River City was kind of like Diamond City in a lot of ways, and when Maxon abandoned the purifier, they took the lead on maintaining and paying for it. But our contacts in the region say that River City's a ghost town these days without that generator. And more people are leaving it every day. Yeah, without Rivet City, there's just no economic base, and fewer people guard the purifier. It's going to be overrun. And it's not a question of if, but when. Best living arrangement I ever had. Even if Crenshaw fought up storms sometimes. This place was a palace compared to the barracks I grew up in. It may not be the Citadel, but that wall, the choke points, and the department being on the second floor are formidable obstacles for attackers. It's got better food than the Citadel, that's for sure. It's a good town with good people, mostly. The problem is they get too comfortable behind their wall and forget the world wants them dead. I suppose that's fine if the wall never falls and you never go outside the city, but that apathy let McDonough get away with cutting off funding, and they don't really concern themselves with the problem until it becomes a direct problem for them, and by then it's too late. Ain't no way to run a city. I really haven't seen much of the greater Commonwealth since getting up here years ago. I've been to the towns a few times. That's about it. Yeah, Crenshaw tells me a lot about what's out there, though. And the folks up here, the ones not in Diamond City, I mean, are a pretty tough breed. Nearly everywhere you go, you'll find raiders, ghouls, mutants, and bored mercs trying to kill you. But the Institute is a special kind of insidious. To constantly worry if your friends or your own family members are since programmed to kill you for no reason must be exhausting. Those are good kids out there. Let's go save them. I'm looking at our second best one right now. It ain't over tonight, Lily. You heard the sheriff. We need everyone we can get. Linda, the other mechanized guys, the rest of them will get to Quincy in a minute now. You have to take back the rest of the deputies and go help. They need our help. You got this, Lily. Don't let them down. Don't let them get hurt. The gunners are attacking Diamond City right now. But too many of us are over here. You gotta hurry back. Go help them. Looks like we did it. Fucking douchebag gunner got a lucky shot under my ab plates. I've taken worse. I'll be fine, Lily. But the rest of our friends are about to be dodging bullets. Go. Go now before they get hurt. And remember what I taught you. At least we'll finally get the radioactive goo off your leg plates. Why doesn't that surprise me? Thanks for coming by. I'll be up and out of this bed in no time. I swear to God, it's like herding mole rats. Hey guys, glad you stopped by. Sir, what do you need us to do, sir? Sir. It's good to see you too, Sam. I wish it was under different circumstances, but I'm still happy to share this with you. Can we make this easy? I'll just switch helmets with your guard dog there, and you can... Protectrons have a solenoid that locks the holotape in place when it's being read. We discovered they're a perfect replacement fit. In the canned flesh. Yeah, we weren't buddies, but the two of us kept that motor pool running before... well, lines in Pennsylvania and all. Can I ask the purpose of my presence then, in light of that? Come again? You didn't want a firefight. Not a single one. All the manuals from the time warned about how unreliable the armature on them was. It was a disaster for their warranty department. Come to think of it, I'd never seen one move until me and Lily tried the holotape locking solenoid from the Protectrons. Turns out a perfectly good replacements for them are in a lot of the junk piles you come across. One of the older engineers said his grandfather had seen one a long time ago, back in the West Coast chapter. He'd be next in line for Proctor for sure. I like where your head's at. We gotta hit 'em hard and fast, use our surprise. Sir. Let's get this the Colonel guy, ice him, and get home in time for dinner. See you guys at the vault. Time for a well-earned break. Ha ha! I knew Lily could do it. What the fuck is that? What the actual fuck is that? Cthulhu is your mascot? You're shitting me. Yeah, good idea. Maybe triple time while we're at it. There you guys are. This is the time, and this is the place. You ready to turn this pucker factor to fool? All right, guys. Remember, we all have the air we need because of the T-60s, but you still gotta pop some Rad-X now and decon when we're done. When we get close to the surface on the other side, we need to be stealthier than a ninja fart. Stay down, keep those lights off. If you need to pop out of your armor to do it right after we get out of the water, far away from the gunners. I don't want nobody to die on account of them fucking with getting in and out of the power armor during a firefight. All right then. Let's do a quick rundown of the plan. Trust me, once you get down there, you'll be working so hard on not shitting in your armor that you'll forget about the inky infinite void dragging you down. Well then you better hurry, fool, 'cause we gotta leave on time to make this plan work. That's good thinking, Lily. We need to make it on time. Our friends are counting on us. Listen up. In case we get separated, rally just off the shore of the peninsula at the last waypoint before we make our assault. Get to the L Street bathhouse. I'll be there waiting. Lily, we're in your hands. Take us across. Don't wait! Get going! Our friends need our help. I'll be okay. Oh, hey, look at you. Go get him, Tiger. Gary sounded really worried about his girl. You need to go take care of her first. Me too, Gary, but give her a chance. I'm sure Dan's starting to plan the evacuation now anyway. Okay, now that is strange. She must have hit an intel wall. You heard the man. Med Bay is his kingdom. Doctor's orders. Grab the fusion generator and the computer. We got the rest. 15 seconds. Let's get the fuck out of here. Copy, sir. You ready to head out? Ha! Right on. We right again, Lily. What? Are you serious? This ain't no time to chat. We've got company. Hey, guys. Iggy won't shut up about the coffee up here. You got room for one more? I promise I'll lay down if I get tired. But I ain't about to miss your girl's grand opening. Of course, it's the least I can do. I'm Mark. Just call me Spears. No, Spears. Plural. There's a S at the end. I head up the mechanized units. I'm the power armor guy. You got it. Nice to meet you, by the way. And a friend of Gary's is a friend of mine. The man's sold me up at least 3 times by now. 5? Are you serious? Well, that just means I'm tougher, is all. What are you guys talking about anyway? Oh, is that what today is? Oh, yeah. Most of the Brotherhood officers know an instrument. Or at least they used to before they gave it up after graduation. It's part of the classical military training. Lyndon just never gave up practicing her instrument like the rest of us did. Hell, she even learned a couple more. It's very impressive. She relieved a lot of stress and passed a lot of time for the entire squad over the years doing that. It feels like home. So Iggy says you guys struck pay dirt on the gunner that poisoned our water and took the Atom Cats hostage, huh? That's what Iggy said. Something about a giant vault that used to be inhabited by the children of Adam. Better get busy then. Iggy told me pretty much everything. Yeah, Iggy said as much. He told me about this situation in history. I can't say as I have much sympathy. They started it. Iggy was pretty excited is all. We keep having to react to this gunner asshole instead of taking the fight to him. That's not who we are. But yeah, news like this travels fast. 816. I agree, it is an odd number. Well, it's an even number, but it's definitely outside the recognized government range. You give Lieutenant Dan enough time, he'll probably find out more about it. But we ain't got that kind of time. Those gunners are going to keep hitting us again and again until we put a stop to them. They've been beaten by us I don't know how many times. They just don't learn. Whatever the vault was for, we'll just have to wait until we can read some terminals inside the place. See you later, guys. Tell Bob I said awesome planning with the Atom Cast garage. Yeah, I'm going to bounce too. I still got a lot of repairs to do after all the fire folks took in the Mass Pike Tunnel. Congrats on the grand opening, Terry. And yeah, this coffee is the best. You're going to fit in here just fine. You too, Gary. Take care. Glad to hear it. Not everyone appreciates how paranoid we are. So how's your frame handling my little improvements? And that's how we work here. I think you'll fit in nicely. Got yourself a little mercenary, did you, Lily? Yeah, we're working on it. There's a lot of juggle in this town. The end? Oh, no. This ain't over, I promise you that. Forgive and forget just ain't in our vocabulary around here. Take a seat. Listen up. Stick close to Lily. She's the only one who knows how to get across. No, it's okay, Gary. I won't be long, then I'll shut up and get some rest. Promise. Consider it a bet then. 2 weeks back in the bay working on my armor. Yeah, you say that now, but I bet I'll be on my feet in a few days and back in my bay in a week or 2. 50 caps it is. So what's going on upstairs? Last I heard, the sheriff was waiting for you and Dan to get back up from mopping the tunnel. That's my girl. What? Close quarters indoor combat, sir. Are we sure this target is that valuable? Work smarter, not harder. Gary didn't patch me up for nothing. Let's get this started. You got your work cut out for you. Now let's get to it. That smooth-talking son of a bitch. Say no more, sir. I'm on it right now. Sir? No casualties to report. For whatever reason, the synths didn't teleport at all once the jammer was initiated, much less to our location. We all thought they were clearing out to blow us sky high, but nothing ever happened. Doc thinks we shut down the teleporter with the jammer. That's a new approach for us. So you guys at the vault. Bring plenty of ammo. We'll be waiting right here. Get that armor plate open for us again and we'll join you. Actually, that is a second T-53 the Outcast traded us for. I love them. They may not have the speed of a T-60, but they are old reliables. Beat on it, dip it in glue, store it in wet salt for a year, the T-53 don't care. You just slap a fusion core in it and it'll still work fine. Those wings of hers generate a EMP field, and a toaster that lays their hands on the wear goes down like a ton of bricks. But yeah, we're planning on getting a few of these units unless by some miracle someone destroys the Institute. Oh yeah, I heard something about Iggy getting some help. So that was you? Thanks for bringing our Lily back. And now you're going to use my servos to shove a raider's head up his own ass? Like, literally? First I give you the best liners I've ever made in my entire life, then you stomp around with that glowing blood all over your leg. The reason was to keep you safe, but I suppose Lily will be Lily. Give it a good shove for me, too. Let me know how it handles the pressure. Great to have you back. You stay safe out there now, got it? Shouldn't you be following Lily? This isn't the kind of place you want to start to raise suspicions. They finally got a bit of good news for once with McDonough out of the picture, didn't they? It's about time. Those poor schlubs have been living in terror of the Institute for decades. This is one less part of it all at the very least. I knew he was a fucking synth the moment he left the city for his first meeting. He might as well have telegraphed what he was doing. I tell you, that dumb fuck has no idea how to not look suspicious. Walking down the street like a criminal. He's about as inconspicuous as a cold sore. He'd meet the same contact outside the city every week. Same place, same time, same guilty look. It was embarrassing. I knew the Institute was tactically challenged, but to make it that obvious is kind of insulting. Anyway, his contact is now in custody. Idiot showed up at the same time and place again. That's it right there in the middle of the floor. Damn, that's pretty big. I can see why they need us to haul the shit there. I'll get the jammer and the processor. Lily, you grab the dish assembly and the tripod. Your crew morale officer can grab the laptop and the fusion generator. Yeah, we're all good on our end. Just another stroll through the Garden of Eden. Here's all the heavy shit. Can't say as I have. You should smell our room in the morning after taco night. I'm sorry I can't go with you. Gary's always been this way about us. Way too careful. Yeah, if you're into suicide. I don't know where you keep digging these people up. Iggy said he's holed up in a vault. There's no way he's just gonna sit there and wait for us. Hey, little Lily. There she is, Diamond Lil, back from the dead. I heard the good news. I'm glad you stopped by already. I don't know what I'd do without my favorite power armor courier keeping me supplied. You got me there, but I still wouldn't trade your supply for anybody else's. I'm surprised to see you up and around so soon. How you feeling? Here we are. I have no idea, but I know it won't work if we don't try, though. And I have several friends heading into danger in Cambridge while we speak. We need to be there for them. You had a chance to ask questions in the briefing. Crystal. She has a guardian angel, the T-53 Mach 6 power armor lining, a targeting software suite with eyepiece, and a second-gen EXC-17 servos in her frame. The sheriff was pretty clear about where we put the resources. Lily could hug a mini-nuke when it went off or bench press a bus, no problem. I can guarantee you no other power armor I've seen in all my years has 2 fusion cores for ripping a turret off a tank or throwing boulders. Best single unit I ever made, including Brotherhood Elders and the sheriff's power armors. So you rolled with enough of us now. What do you think of our little organization? I hope it made an impression. She always was efficient. Makes for a good courier. Probably not, but that's only because nobody here knows you. The sheriff is real big on loyalty. She has to be with all the synth activity. You're coming up against the famous Sheriff Dry Humor, buddy. That means she likes the job you're doing. Not everybody gets that treatment. You have to work with her for a while to get on the same wavelength, if you know what I mean. She lets Oaks handle most of the new visitors. You wouldn't be here or at any of these briefings if she didn't think you could keep your powder dry. I know it's hard to believe, but that is her joking around. I don't know how she keeps the straight stone face the whole time. Solar-powered execution? Now that's using your noodle. She ain't hurting nobody, Gavin. I mean, nobody that don't have it coming. Let it be for now. Maybe she'll work through with enough blood. She ain't even here, which makes this gossip, so let's stop right here. We gotta wait until the evening. The other unit is coordinating with us. We leave at 9 p.m., so get here a little before that. Find a spot, listen up. All right. Off to Cambridge. Good idea, but you gotta hurry. Our friends are on their way out there already. Sir, I sure hope you're right. See you later, Whitworth. The one who had me outfit a T-60 with scuba gear and all the bells and whistles for you without you even needing to ask? You mean that jerk? You're coming up against the famous Sheriff Dry Humor, buddy. That means she likes the job you're doing. Not everybody gets that treatment. You have to work with her for a while to get on the same wavelength, if you know what I mean. She lets Oaks handle most of the new visitors. You wouldn't be here or at any of these briefings if she didn't think you could keep your powder dry. I know it's hard to believe, but that is her joking around. I don't know how she keeps the straight stone face the whole time. The one who gave you green zone access and the biggest room in the house on Lily's word? Because I want to make sure we talking about the same jerk. Nobody's forcing you to be here. That's the Brotherhood you're thinking of. Door to the south is the fastest exit. Gotta make sure she holds it down the frame after that. Don't need blood coming up the works. That shit gets sticky. Raiders are some seriously disturbed people.